One of the things that I really enjoyed about the film was the accuracy to, or the homage to the culture and traditions of the Comanche. And I was wondering if there were any particular concessions that you had to make, like things that you wanted to put in the movie, but you weren't able to because either they didn't look good on screen or didn't play well with the demographic or whatever. Are there any things that you want to mention now that you wish you had included?
No, because Dan was really open and he let me do all of that. And I was in
Wow.
charge of, the Comanche content. And even, it was so cool because, yes, this is shooting a big studio film, but in a way, because we were, such a small creative group, I kind of felt like I was shooting an independent in a way. So, like, we would shoot something and, we'd be sitting watching it on Video Village, and it's like, somehow this isn't working. And so, one of the things, like, Comanche people don't whistle at night. A lot of Plains Indians don't whistle at night because when you whistle at night, it lets the bad spirits know where you are and they come for you. So when we were shooting that scene with Nadu, when she's using the French trapper as bait, and she took some of the flour, the orange totsia, she, to make herself cold, to kind of disappear. That scene was just kind of shooting flat, and Dan was like, I don't know what it needs, Jhane. It needs something. And I guess I know what it is. So Amber, who's Northern Plains, I ran out on, I said, okay, Amber, I have something. Next time, right after you say this word, I want you just to turn your head and look at him and whistle. And we were shooting at night. Like, a lot of this was shot at night. And she looks at me and she goes, do you want me to whistle?
I'm not gonna do that.
She said, this is at night. She said, I'm not whistling at night. We don't whistle at night. I said, I'm not whistling at night. We don't whistle at night. But this is what the scene needs. So we got our AD, our first AD, Rich Cowan. We're like, so when she delivers this line, she starts to turn her head. Can you whistle? And he's like, how? And so we had him whistle, and he was like, yeah. I said, that one, just whistle like that. He said, okay. And so then we did that, And so when we were in post, Dan was like, remember that one scene, and it just needed something. That creepy whistle works because she just turns and she's like, and whistling, and then you see the predator coming in. So it kind of adds like, and so when we showed this to Comanche people, I didn't tell them what was in it, and we screened it to 1,000 Comanches. And then when you see her whistle at night, you just hear through the crowds, you hear, oh, like, oh, she's whistling. So, it was kind of cool to, like I said, for me to have the access as a creative producer to put things in there, like the toothbrush, like whistling, hairbrush, just different, like the games they were playing, the songs they were singing. Those were actually, traditional Comanche songs from way back. And I had a Comanche friend of mine that's a singer, and he did the research, and he pulled in an old song, and even just like all, like, usually you see one of those movies, right, and it's like dun dun dun, so something's going to happen, right? You don't know this and that, you just have that like kind of weird chanting and all of that. That's Robert Mirabal, who's a Grammy winning artist from up in Taos, who happens to be one of my friends. And I called him and I'm like, I need you to meet the composer because I need you to work on this film. I need your music. And he's like, Jhane, I've started to do drywall, because you remember it's a pandemic, right?
Right.
And it's kind of cool. So I think I'm just going to stick and do this. I'm like, Robert, I will pay you. You can take the money that you're making on this, and you can buy as much drywall all of Taos if you want to, because we need this. And he really was like, oh God. And I was persistent. I like almost forced him. I was like, do I need to come up there? No. Okay, so I did a Zoom, introduced him to the composer, and then look at this beautiful music. You don't see or hear a track because he has all of these weird, he makes unique flutes, like these double flutes, and he has, all of these percussion instruments, and he's got a home studio that's like amazing. So he was able to do all that. And so you hear this kind of music that you haven't heard anywhere else, right? Because that's another aspect of being able to put, native things in there. So